Hi, this is Hubert from the Fractal Science channel. I want to tell you why silver is the ideal asset for monetary collapse and why at this time it is probably the best asset for this financial crisis, seeing that this financial crisis will lead to the collapse of the monetary system. Most of what I'll be telling you is based on my article which I wrote on the 21st of November. It's called Why Silver for Monetary Collapse. Here I will just briefly touch on the issues covered in the article. Okay, so most of what I'll be telling you is based around the analysis of this graphic that I put together, which is a gold-silver ratio chart from 1791 to present, as well as 200 years Dow gold ratio chart. The gold-silver ratio chart comes from mindfund.com, and the Dow gold ratio chart comes from sharelinks.com. But before I get to this chart, I just need to go through these. Okay, so we are in a massive crisis at the moment, and like I said, this crisis will collapse the monetary system. Not if, it will collapse the monetary system. The underlying cause of this crisis is having a debt-based monetary system as opposed to a value-based monetary system. Now this is simple to understand. Money should be an asset, not a debt like it is today under this debt-based monetary system. Okay, this system has brought about a massive debt bubble by diverting value from monetary assets like gold and silver to paper and similar assets like bonds linked to the debt-based monetary system. Now, I mean, this is really simple. If you have a system that has a monetary system that has money being debt instead of assets, right? And as you use the system over the years, you are creating a huge debt bubble because debt is just increasing. Okay, at some point in time, this is going to reverse, and when it is reversing, then the opposite happens of what has been happening that brought about this debt bubble. So value will be diverted. Value was diverted from real assets like gold and silver to paper assets, and now it will go from those paper assets and it will go to real assets like gold and silver. So in this case, you see the main difference between the monetary system, a debt-based monetary system, and a value-based monetary system is that your money that you use complies to all the properties of money except one under the debt-based monetary system, and that is that your money doesn't have value. You see, you assign a value to your money, but it doesn't have value. On a value-based system, your money actually has a value, intrinsic value, like gold and silver does, as opposed to dollars or rands or whatever, which when they are in a fiat currency as we use today, then they are just tokens of no value. Okay, so this process was started when silver and then gold was demonetized. Okay, silver in the 1870s in the United States, and in 1930s during the Great Depression in the United States. Now this process has been reversing since about 1999 in my opinion, but now the speed of this reversal is about to increase significantly. Okay, so value will move from the so-called monetary items, so they are the items, the money under this current system, which has no value, they are just tokens, they are in fact liabilities. So the value will go to monetary items like gold and silver that actually are money and they actually have real value. They are not a liability, they are an asset. So the popularity of assets over the coming years will depend on the extent to which assets comply with the ideal properties of money, a Like I said before, good money should be divisible, it should be portable, homogeneous, durable, and valuable. Okay, now the main difference between the two systems of value-based system and the debt-based monetary system is that under the debt-based monetary system, the actual money you use does not have value. So that is where the crux of this crisis is. So that is also, where people will they will go for monetary items with value, and you can't beat gold and silver in this case. Okay, so gold has all those properties, but silver has it too. There are many analysts in the hard money camp that actually think that silver is not the asset for crisis, for monetary crisis, or I don't even sometimes know what they think, but somehow they think that gold is the only asset with monetary properties, and in the crisis like today, it is the only asset that will shine. Now, okay, so if they want to tell you that, they'll have to prove to you how silver does not comply with these 5 properties: divisible, portable, homogeneous, durable, and valuable. If they can tell you that, then they can tell you why silver will not, like gold, be in huge demand when this monetary system collapses. Okay, so gold and silver are the only assets that fit these properties and have a long history of being used as money at the same time. Okay, so platinum does fit these properties, okay, but it doesn't have a history of being used as money for a long time. Okay, and then there's some other technical issues also regarding platinum, but I won't deal with that now. So why do I prefer silver now? It is actually simple. I mean, silver and gold, there's not much to choose between the two, but at the moment, silver is probably the most undervalued asset. There are not many assets that are trading at less than its 1980 high, and silver is probably the only real monetary asset that trades at less than its 1980 high. Silver is less likely to be confiscated, at least for now. Okay, so, and it is more accessible due to its lower price. It's more affordable. More people can get it because of its lower price. So that's also why why it will just move very quickly, because it's just more accessible and because of its lower price. It is more divisible due to its lower price, obviously, and so if you talk about divisible, meaning that you can make change with silver while the price is low, it's easier to buy lower price quantities with silver than it is with gold. I mean, you can probably go to the store and buy some supplies with 1 ounce silver coin, and regular supplies. But if you go with a 1 ounce gold coin, I mean, then you're gonna need to get chains, so that's what I mean by the divisible issue. Okay, so I'm gonna cut the video now. Part 2, I cover what the technicals that support this reversal theory, the reversal of this debt bubble, and the fact that silver will outperform gold for most of the remaining part of this crisis. Okay, so I will look at the gold-silver ratio as well as the Dow-gold ratio. You can get a link to this, to part 2, at the bottom of this article, bottom of this video, as well as a link to the full article that I mentioned before. Thanks.